stories that these cameras can tell, you know, they were at one time capturing the story, and now I think they are the story. Well, I'm Chuck Conrad, and I'm obviously crazy enough to have decided that we needed a museum for broadcasting here in East Texas. I think the seminal moment that made me do this, though, I had some kids come out, and they were Cub Scouts from Kilgore, came out to my radio station where a lot of this stuff was displayed. And I was explaining to these kids that, you know, people did watch the radio, and back in the 1930s, nobody had TVs. A lot of people didn't have electricity. Some people didn't have indoor plumbing. Most people didn't have telephones. And this kid stopped me, and he said, you know, they didn't have phones. How'd they get on the internet? And I had to really stop for a minute. And then I realized he was 8, and he's never known a time without the internet. I've been collecting this kind of stuff, forever, I think. It's kind of when you move, like when you move, you all of a sudden go, I didn't know I had that many socks. Well, I didn't know I had 50 TV cameras or so, but I do. And a lot of these things have an interesting story to them. Recently, I acquired an RCA TK41 color TV camera. It dates from about 1954, and that was the first commercial color TV camera that you could actually buy. This one's serial number 40, so it's a very low number. And they only made about 325 of these things ever. So it's a really unusual piece. It is also huge. The camera itself, just the camera head itself, weighs 340 pounds. Yeah, that GE camera is an interesting one too. It came from KRLD in Dallas and was used on their black and white TV mobile unit. And that mobile unit happened to be there when Lee Harvey Oswald was shot. You know, it's been the way a lot of Americans have experienced their history. That one led me on a wild goose chase to end up with a Dumont telecruiser that is out back. It's a TV mobile unit that was built in 1949. I got that because I loaned the camera to the Sixth Floor Museum in Dallas, and they told me about the telecruiser, which turned out to be a 10-year fixer-up project too. So one thing kind of leads to another. It's one of those things that you just never know quite what you're going to find next, but it seems to be speeding up now that it's been announced that we've started this thing and people know about it. It's a little scary, in fact. I know I set up a page for it on Facebook, and we got over 500 likes in 48 hours. I thought that was pretty amazing. I wish I could do that with my radio stations. So.